So just based off of this main menu here in this layout, you would probably be thinking, oh, Jaboozle's finally playing Modern Warfare on his YouTube channel. But this is not Modern Warfare. Despite everything that you guys are seeing right now looking exactly as it does in Modern Warfare 2019, this is not Modern Warfare. This is actually a mobile game called Combat Master Online. Now, I was notified by a couple of my subscribers to make a video on this game because it's basically a one-for-one replica of Call of Duty Modern Warfare from 2019. So downloading this game, I had no idea what to expect. All I knew was that my sub said that it was a Modern Warfare replica, but I didn't know that the main menu was going to be a one-for-one copy of it. Even the storefront and how the bundles look and how the bundles work, this is exactly how it looks like in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So this, as my first impression, was basically, if they're copying it this much, you know, the main menu, the text, the way that the bundles look and how much they cost and all that, if all of this is taken from Modern Warfare, well, how is the gameplay going to be? And just a little spoiler, it's exactly like Modern Warfare on PC and PS4 and Xbox. We're going to look at everything from the gameplay to the reload animations compared to the reload animations in Modern Warfare, so make sure you stick around for the entire video to watch all of that, and make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe because I make daily mobile gaming content. But anyway, let's just jump right into a game so that you guys can see exactly what this gameplay looks like. So right off the bat, we can see some similarities with Modern Warfare 2019. First of all, the running animation and the jumping animation is basically taken straight from the game, as well as on the top left where you can see the team score and that little icon, that's also taken from Modern Warfare. It's even put in the exact same position. And just overall, if you feel this game, if you play it, you can clearly tell that they're going for that really realistic, rugged type of animation that Modern Warfare really made popular when it came to them completely doing like hand done animations for their games. You can clearly tell that they tried to replicate that in this game. Like I mentioned earlier, we are going to be looking at the animations for the reloading here in this game compared to the Modern Warfare one. So if you're interested in seeing whether or not they did in fact steal animations from Modern Warfare, make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video because we're going to be looking at the various animations for a couple of the guns. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I was notified by my subscribers to make a video on this earlier this morning. So as far as I know, I'd never heard about this game until this morning. I'm not entirely sure exactly when it was released, if it came out like a few days or a few weeks ago and people are just starting to notice it. But I barely found out about it this morning, and I thought I'd make a video on it really quickly because I knew that this was something that I wanted to make a video on. Obviously, the first major game that really started to get me attention here on this channel was Area F2, and this game started to give me those kind of vibes. I mean, it's very clearly taking stuff and it's very clearly inspired by Modern Warfare, similar to how Area F2 was doing with Rainbow Six Siege, and I can't help but feel that we'll probably see a similar situation as to what happened with Area F2 happen to this game. Now, I've said this in my Area F2 videos and I've said this in my Origin Mission videos, which if you guys didn't know is a mobile copy of CSGO. And in those videos, I've mentioned one thing over and over again where I basically say I don't know what the point is of them making these type of games. They must know that they could get into some legal trouble by taking all of these things from these popular PC games, and instead of doing that, I can't help but feel that they should have just made their own original game and it would have just been a lot better for them. I mean, if you look at the Origin Mission, for example, it's very clear that they were taking basically everything from CSGO, and now we haven't heard from the game in months. It's most likely shut down, and it's like, okay, well, what was the point of even making that game? Was the point to, make as much money as possible before you got shut down, and then that's it? You just kind of run off with the money? I mean, that could be the situation with this game. They are selling $20 skin bundles, as we saw earlier, so maybe their whole goal is to just sell as many skin bundles as possible until they inevitably get shut down. But I don't know, I just can't help but feel that if these developers actually used their talent and the hard work that they put into these copycat games into making an original game, then it would just be better, not only for them, but for the mobile community. And they definitely are taking a lot. I mean, here's the MP5 reload animation compared to the one in Modern Warfare. There is a few different ones, so I went ahead and compiled all of them, but that one looks really similar to what we just saw in Combat Master right there. And it's just very clear that they're taking pretty much everything from Modern Warfare. Now, where that leaves this game and how long it'll actually be up, if it will receive any kind of legal backlash or any kind of warning from Google saying that they can't, continue to operate or anything, we have no idea, but we're gonna have to wait and see. But I personally just can't help but feel that this is basically just another situation like Area F2 or the Origin mission. Now, every time I make one of these videos where I cover a mobile game that's very clearly trying to copy a PC or console game but bring it to Android and iOS, I always get people commenting saying, oh, well, you should just leave these games alone, and they should just leave it up anyway because it's a cool recreation and some of us can't afford PCs or consoles, so this is the closest thing that we can get. And I completely understand that. I really do. And it's one thing that makes calling these games out so difficult, because sometimes they're actually really good. Like, obviously Area F2 was really good. It's still one of my favorite mobile game experiences that I had even to this day. And this game is very clearly a good recreation of what Modern Warfare could look like on mobile if it did ever come out. One major thing that I always mention in these videos where I cover these type of mobile games though is that I urge my subscribers and anyone who may end up stumbling upon my videos to not spend money on this game, because of the fact that we never know exactly what's going to happen when it comes to the game getting shut down, and we never know what's going to happen when it comes to getting a refund. With the Area F2 situation, a lot of people did get refunds, but a lot of people also didn't. I was one of those people that did not get a refund for the money that I spent on the game despite it shutting down. That's something that I always try to warn my subscribers about in these videos, because I do not want you guys to spend your hard-earned money on a game that's going to get shut down. And unfortunately, this game looks like it's copied enough from Modern Warfare that it might be one of those situations. I know there's going to be the crowd that goes ahead and says like, oh, well, you're going to get your refund anyway, so don't worry too much about it. But again, it's not always 100% guaranteed. There are people who do not end up getting their refunds, and I was one of those people when it came to the Area F2 situation, and I didn't want the same thing to happen to others when it came to games like the Origin mission or when it comes to a game like this. There's also just the whole, like, you get excited for a game, you play it and stuff, and then it gets shut down, and now you kind of don't know exactly what to play, and you're just missing that game. Again, we saw this with the Area F2 situation where people still miss Area F2 and they still want something like it on the mobile platform, and we are seeing it now happen with the Origin mission as well. So that's another thing that you're gonna have to think about when it comes to playing this game and stuff. Like, if you get a little bit too attached to it, there is a good chance that it gets shut down, and then next thing you know, you kind of don't know exactly what to play because you're just constantly thinking about this game and how much fun you had with it. Now, as for how long this game could potentially be online until it gets noticed by Activision, I honestly have no idea. I think it's going to depend, one, on the content creation scene. Obviously, people making videos on it is going to show more people that this game exists, and I do know that there are already a couple creators in the works making this video, and some of them are pretty big too, like for example IMO. So these people are going to basically let their audiences know, like, hey, this game is out on mobile, go play it right now. And then the quicker this game gets popular and the more attention it gets, well, then that just increases the chances that a big company like Activision ends up noticing it. And I don't really know what their reaction is going to be when they see it. I mean, there is always the chance that they just don't really care and they just kind of leave it alone. But then, of course, the more likely scenario is that they don't like the fact that this game is going to be making money off of Modern Warfare animations, assets, the overall gameplay and stuff, and they could just go ahead and shut it down like we saw with Area F2. Until then, you can go ahead and get this on the Google Play Store. Unfortunately, I was not able to find it on the Apple App Store, so I don't believe that it is available for iOS if you were wondering that. And until it gets shut down, if it gets shut down, go ahead and play it. Enjoy it, try it out. It definitely is, like I mentioned earlier, a fun and actually decent recreation of what Modern Warfare would be like on mobile. The one thing that I would say though is just don't spend money on this game yet until we find out more information, until we see how Activision responds to it, and just so that you don't end up wasting your money if you can't get a refund. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think about this game down in the comments below. Do you guys think this game is going to survive, or do you think that it's going to be shut down relatively soon like Area F2? I'm very interested in hearing your guys' thoughts on this situation. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.